02.
Halfway done.
From the Cronkite Studios in downtown Phoenix, this is Cronkite News.
An Arizona political icon has passed away, remembering the life of our state's first female governor, Rose Mofford.
Arizona State University's Tempe campus is set to get its own polling place, what this means for student voters.
And what Donald Trump said that helped fuel a movement in taco truck owners in Arizona.
Cronkite News starts now.
Good evening and welcome to Cronkite News on Arizona PBS. I'm Veronica Acosta.
And I'm Danielle Kernkamp. Thanks for joining us.
Words of honor, praise, and memories are pouring in from every corner of the state following the death of Arizona's first female governor, Rose Mofford. She was 94 years old. Mofford took over the governor's office in 1988 after then Governor Evan Mecham was impeached. Mofford spent 51 years working in state government. Her name and image are already memorialized for breaking the glass ceiling in Arizona politics. Yet all the while, those who knew her say she stayed humble.
I've made a lot of mistakes in my life. You don't have time to listen to them all.
Governor Doug Ducey shared in a statement, quote, "Rose Mofford's story is a truly unique Arizona story. Rising through the ranks of state government to our state's top office, she shattered a once thought unbreakable glass ceiling and served as an unparalleled role model to many. She was nothing short of an Arizona treasure and will be deeply missed." Senator John McCain also issued a statement saying, quote, "She rose above the partisanship and brought Republicans and Democrats together to make Arizona stronger and more prosperous. She did so with good humor and undeniable grace. She will remain an inspiring and cherished figure in Arizona, a state that loved her just as much as she loved it."
A longtime Mofford friend says the former governor died this morning at a hospice she entered last month after being hurt in a fall. She had been a regular at state events and community lunch hours right up until her injury. Before her political path took her to the highest office in the state, Mofford worked in the Arizona Treasurer's Office, the Tax Commission, and Arizona Highways Magazine. She became Assistant Secretary of State in 1953 and Secretary of State in 1975. As governor, she oversaw the creation of Arizona's first statewide drug prevention resource center. She was also the first woman elected director of the Central Arizona Water Board. But Mofford's story first began to take shape in Globe, Arizona, where she started her career as a political trailblazer as the first female student body president of Globe High School. Cronkite News reporter Carla Liriano joins us there live.
I'm here in front of Globe High School. Mofford's alma mater, where she graduated in the class of 1940. About half a dozen people came here today to remember the former governor and her time in Globe. They say she got roses every year for her birthday and was known for her softball skills. Her picture still hangs in the Globe High School Hall of Fame, and we'll be out here to talk to more people in this community about her legacy, and we'll have that for you on Cronkite News in the days to come. In Globe, Carla Liriano, Cronkite News.
Cronkite News will continue to track the response to the death of former Governor Rose Mofford, and there's much more to come on Arizona Horizon immediately following our newscast. If you'd like to share your memories with our news team, go to cronkitenews.azpbs.org.
They're the biggest voting bloc in the county. Millennials, not baby boomers, now make up the largest living generation according to the Pew Research Center. But getting millennials to the polls is a priority for both parties. Alexis Dugrath introduces us to a new polling place that plans to cater to the younger generation.
For the first time, ASU students living on the Tempe campus no longer have to go far to have their voices heard.
One of the main reasons we wanted to have a polling location on the Tempe campus was to ensure that students had an easy and accessible way to go voting.
The location will be in a place that is easily accessible for all students, Sun Devil Fitness Complex in the Maroon Gym on Normal Avenue.
It makes it a lot more convenient for people fighting their daily class schedules and work schedules.
And there will not be a tuition hike to get this put into place.
When I created the budget, we looked back at 2014, which gives us the most accurate kind of detailed of like how much it's going to cost. We have $15,000 allocated to it, and that will handle all of our election stuff, all our polling location things. And then the GPSA, the Graduate Professional Student Association, will also help contribute funds.
In 2 weeks, the undergraduate student government will be hosting events here at the Memorial Union up until October 10th to get non-resident and resident students registered in Arizona so they are eligible to vote in this coming general election. Students will have to fill out this 4-page registration form. The USG says if this works, they hope to have the polling location open for every election.
I hope we see a large increase in students voting.
And it just might work.
Probably be here for class, and so it would definitely help me out to get my vote out there and, again, let my voice be heard.
We'll have to see the results on Tuesday, November 8th. In Tempe, Alexis Stucraft, Cronkite News.
You can register to vote through the Arizona EZ voter registration. The link can be found on our website at cronkitenews.azpbs.org.
After taking time off for her health, Democratic presidential nominee Hillary Clinton is back on the campaign trail today. At a rally in North Carolina, Clinton said she feels lucky because when she's under the weather, she can afford to take a few days off when millions of Americans can't. The Democratic nominee also attacked Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump over his new child care proposals, saying we don't need a president who apparently thinks only married people deserve paid leave and only mothers ever stay home with the kids. Clinton asked voters to pick a candidate who has a plan to support all families in all their various shapes.
Today, challenger Donald Trump spoke at an Economic Club of New York event, sharing his plan that he claims will grow the GDP more than 4%. His campaign says planned tax cuts and deregulation will create as many as 25 million new jobs in the next decade.
It will be accomplished through a complete overhaul of our tax, regulatory, energy, and trade policies.
The U.S. economy grew at a 2% rate last year, and the GDP hasn't grown at a 4% annual rate since 2000. Senator John McCain is calling on the FBI to look into an alleged cyber attack attempt on Arizona voters' database. McCain said in a letter addressed to FBI Director James Comey, the agency needs to look into the breach after Russian hackers supposedly caused the state's voter registration website to shut down for 9 days. But U.S. Homeland Security Advisor Lisa Monaco said it should be hard for someone to hack into American voting systems and change election results. There's a new effort to engage voters using taco trucks. It began after a Donald Trump supporter said there would be taco trucks on every corner unless the U.S. secures the border. Jamie Flores tells us about the Walk the Vote campaign.
The U.S. Hispanic Chamber of Commerce is using the taco truck comment to encourage people to register to vote and show up on Election Day. Some local vendors may not have appreciated the comment, but are not to help get people to the polls.
It's really sad. It's really sad for a Chicano, Latin American, Mexican American to speak so poorly of his own people.
Some were offended by the Trump supporters' comments about taco trucks on every corner, but others said it's not even a possibility.
In the first place, city regulations do not allow for that to happen. There are rules about where you can park a food truck.
Customers are in favor of more taco trucks.
Negative comment about having taco trucks in every corner, it's not really a bad thing, man, because people need to eat, you know?
Taco trucks. I'm cool with one being on every corner.
This taco truck owner in downtown Phoenix supports Walk the Vote and is using his business to register voters.
This is a Si Se Puede moment. This is a Si Se Puede moment for our people, for America, for everybody to rise up and to put bigotry where it belongs, to put hate where it belongs in the past.
And that voter registration effort is happening at the taco trucks across the country, and Walk the Vote is generating a lot of interest on social media. There's even a Facebook page that shows where trucks are registering voters. In Phoenix, in the broadcast center, Jamie Flores, Cronkite News.
Opposition to the Dakota Access Oil Pipeline continues to grow, but so does support for the tribe fighting to stop the project in North Dakota. Cronkite News reporter Yesenia Beltran shows us how supporters in Phoenix are trying to help.
More than 200 people from across Arizona recently marched to show support for the Standing Rock Sioux Tribe's fight to stop the Dakota Access Pipeline.
Coming here and realizing there's another fight in North Dakota, which we also have all these issues here in Arizona, it's time to unify for our people.
People of all ages and backgrounds gathered to hear the words of tribal leaders.
It is our time to be heard. Many don't think about repercussion or suppression. Well, our ancestors have survived it, and we are the living legends, and we have to keep it going.
Arizona supporters are doing what they can from Phoenix to help protesters maintain their fight in North Dakota.
We're getting asking for donations that are winterized. We're going to get ready for winter. So that is our next step, and it's going to be ongoing.
A group of Phoenix residents will caravan to the Sacred Stone Camp next week with donated items including blankets, food, and medical supplies. Others will make the trip to North Dakota later this year to join the protest.
So we are actually planning to go in December and set up a camp along with the Standing Rock Sioux and call it Indians for Indians. This is Indians from India come to support Indians.
This is a fight many in Arizona now see as their own. In Phoenix, Yesenia Beltran, Cronkite News.
Pipeline construction is temporarily stalled while the federal government reviews permits on federal land. The project is more than half complete, and the company building the oil pipeline says it plans to finish the job.
A group of concerned citizens and officials say they found a way to slow down the loss of water in the Verde River.
Almost half of the river's surface water is used here in Phoenix. Coming up on Cronkite News, how this pilot program will help preserve water levels in Arizona.
I think I finally found my hallelujah. I've been waiting for this moment all my life. Now all my dreams are coming true. Yeah, I've been waiting for this moment. It's good to be alive right about now.
This is a box that showed you a world beyond your own. It was just a box, but the world has changed, and so have we. And now the box can be almost any size or shape. And you decide what you want to explore. Anytime, any place. Break out of the box with PBS.
This summer was the first in Arizona since 2013 when a child hasn't died from being left in a hot car. The Maricopa County Attorney's Office says its Don't Leave Me Behind campaign was a huge success. Up until this summer, Arizona averaged 3 fatal cases of kids being left in cars each year.
An Arizona Republic investigation found 30% of Arizona school buses failed inspection last year, a figure that's nearly doubled since 2013. The report found almost 3 out of 10 bus inspections done by the state in 2015 resulted in a failure because of defections. To compare, the failure rate in New Mexico is 15% and in Utah, 12%. Inspections found buses with cracked and rotted tires, broken emergency exits, unsecured seats, and defective emergency brakes. The Republic found that Roosevelt Elementary School District has the highest bus inspection failure rate in Maricopa County. The Verde River is an important resource here in the valley, and some who live along its banks are being paid not to use it. Cronkite News reporter Mindy Riesenberg traveled to the river valley to find out why.
The banks of the Verde River live up to its name. Verde is Spanish for green, and 40% of its surface water is used for drinking, irrigation, and household use here in Phoenix, according to the Verde River Basin Partnership. To keep the river flowing, a group of public officials, conservationists, and economic development experts have spent 3 years trying to figure out how to slow down the loss of the Verde River's water. They came up with a pilot program that pays residents and business owners to conserve. For example, a cottonwood family has chosen not to irrigate its pasture for the next year, which saves 3 million gallons of water. The Nature Conservancy Arizona paid the family for the unused water based on the average market rate. Then the Conservancy's partner, Friends of the Verde River Greenway, sold the water credits to Page Springs and another local vineyard. Now they can water nearly 10 acres of vineyards with less impact on the area's groundwater. The groups hope this pilot program will help preserve water levels, which have been dropping across Arizona. For more on how this program works and why this is critical to Arizona, go to our website, cronkitenews.azpbs.org. Mindy Riesenberg, Cronkite News.
There's going to be an art expo this weekend at the Phoenix Convention Center.
And it's aimed at helping those suffering from substance abuse. Coming up on Cronkite News, how a recovering alcoholic is using her experience to raise awareness.
It's a beautiful day outside of Tempe Town Lake, 96 degrees, but triple digits are back on tap. I'll have your full weekend forecast when Cronkite News returns.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm always searching to feel like I fit into something.
We are the people that we are because of our past.
I'm just one of many who stopped being silent.
It's just proof of how far we have come.
Make sure in all the hustle and bustle, we don't lose sight of why we're here.
It all boils down to communicating the lives we live.
If you look closely, they've got a story to tell.
It connects with you in a very deep way.
We wish you love, peace, and soul.
Come with us on this great adventure.
Come and play with us.
Onward and onward!
Good ideas open up a whole new world of possibilities.
The more you know about history, the more you know about yourself.
The sky is the limit.
Where I go, there you are.
September is National Recovery Month for people with mental and substance abuse disorders. Cronkite News reporter Kate Pfeiffer caught up with one Scottsdale woman who turned her past addiction into a good cause.
Barbara Brown was just 14 when she started abusing drugs and alcohol. Today, she does everything she can to make sure people get the help they need.
26 years ago, Barbara Brown got a sobering phone call from her younger sister.
It was, we're finished. If you don't get help, that's it. And she slammed the phone down so hard I can still hear it ringing in my ear.
It was the first time in 24 years that Brown admitted she was addicted to alcohol. Today, she says it's a miracle she's alive.
It all had to stop, or I was going to be dead.
Brown says she owes her life to recovery. As a result, Brown and her late husband founded the Art of Recovery Exposition, an event to educate, bring awareness, and offer help to those suffering with addiction. One of the exhibitors at the expo, 5A, is a transitional living center. Joseph Mays, executive director, says the expo is a great way to let people know help is out there.
And they get an opportunity to go into this large hall and see all these different organizations and kind of like, oh wow, I could really use this kind of help, and I could use this kind of help. And wow, I didn't know that this was even available in Phoenix.
Brown says she loves every minute of her recovery and hopes events like the exposition help others do the same.
Brown says Saturday's expo at the Phoenix Convention Center will showcase treatment options for many types of addiction, from alcohol to gambling, and will have a focus on youth and adolescents. In the broadcast center, Kate Pfeiffer, Cronkite News.
And to help Cronkite News continue to cover the opioid epidemic, our Public Insight Network Bureau wants to hear your thoughts on painkiller abuse and addiction. You can go online to cronkitenews.azpbs.org to fill out our online query and share your story.
Temperature across the valley are below normal today, but triple-digit temperatures are on the horizon.
Tyler Klaus joins us for a look at your full weekend forecast. Tyler?
Danielle, temperatures across the Southwest are looking great this afternoon. We have 96 degrees here in Phoenix, 70 degrees in Flagstaff, 93 down in Tucson. Our normal high for this time of year is 100 degrees, so well below normal here. As you can see, really low humidity levels too, because as you can see, there's no rain anywhere across the state and really no cloud levels. So you have beautiful temperatures and really pleasant air mass. As we go through tomorrow morning, that trend is going to continue with lows down in the 70s here in Phoenix. But check out Flagstaff and the Grand Canyon. Only a low of 35 degrees tomorrow. Low of 65 down in Tucson as we take you through the rest of your day tomorrow. As you get home from work, 97 degrees with sunny skies at 3 p.m. and beautiful evening for any evening plans with 91 degrees at 8 p.m. As we take you through Saturday, though, triple digits return with 101 on Saturday, even hotter on Sunday with 105. Clouds return on Monday, knocking our temperatures down to 102, and rain chances return on Monday, bringing our temperatures down to 95 with a 20% chance of rain. Tyler Klaus, Cronkite Weather.
Literacy rates are extremely low in Arizona, and the Cardinals are doing their part to help change that. Cronkite News reporter Blair McElroy got an inside look into the Cardinals' Milk and Cookies program and what they're doing to get kids excited about reading and writing.
Any way that we can give back to support and help kids learn is a blessing.
Arizona Cardinals tight end Ifeanyi Moma read to students at Eagle Ridge Elementary School as part of the Milk and Cookies program. Each Tuesday, a group of young children will get the opportunity to enjoy milk, cookies, and books with the Cardinals player and mascot Big Red. The program promotes good reading skills in a state that is ranked 47th for education, according to Ed Week's Quality Counts report.
Just walk in a room and have kids just get super excited, not only about me, but just Big Red and having somebody, come into the classroom that's different, and that helps them engage into what's going on.
With 74% of Arizona fourth graders and younger testing below proficient in reading, teachers and the Arizona Cardinals alike say that reading engagement is extremely important.
I encourage the parents, or last week we had an older sister come in and read, so anybody we can get to read to the kids.
Nowadays, parents don't sit down and have the time sometimes to sit down with their children to read. So anytime we can just sit down and have fun with the kids with reading is amazing.
Diana Flannery, a teacher at Eagle Ridge, says to help improve literacy rates, it's critical to use techniques that will help stimulate the kids.
Didn't just read the words. He asked questions and showed pictures and said, "Did you see this?" And it got them engaged. That's reading.
In addition to reading activities, the Cardinals provide autographed souvenirs. In Paradise Valley, Blair McElroy, Cronkite News.
More bad news for Chase Field. The Diamondbacks' home field could only be worth $45 million after costing more than $350 million to build back in 1998. According to the Phoenix Business Journal, the $45 million value comes from a 2010 appraisal of the stadium, and the Maricopa County Stadium District is looking to sell the field to a private group. The Phoenix Suns are reporting to training camp in Flagstaff later this month, and our Public Insight Network Bureau wants to hear from Suns superfans from around the valley. To fill out our online query and share your story, go online to cronkitenews.azpbs.org and search Suns Superfan. Mexico is celebrating their Independence Day tomorrow,
and a local mariachi program is rehearsing for the celebrations. Coming up on Cronkite News, how kids in the program are learning to grito.
The confidence to lead our country.
This isn't reality television.
I feel like Hamilton reached out from history and wouldn't let me go until I told his story.
I make no apology for my actions. I would do the same again.
How we come so far and yet have so far to go.
Right there, coming up.
In 1920s Melbourne,
careful with the hand luggage. My pistol's in there somewhere and it may still be loaded.
Phryne Fisher is a detective.
Things could get interesting around here.
Thought they already were.
Who isn't afraid to live a little.
I hope you're not concealing a dangerous weapon under that skirt.
I'm concealing a lot of things.
Why do you think you can just run off on your own?
Because I'm carrying a gun.
The irresistible series, Miss Fisher's Murder Mysteries.
Saturday night at 10 on Arizona PBS.
Hi, I'm Charlie Rose. As part of the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication at ASU,
Arizona PBS is providing a state-of-the-art venue for the next generation of journalists. From newsrooms in Washington, Los Angeles, and here in Phoenix, students engage in real-time, real-world news reporting, broadcast production, and online innovation. The Cronkite School and Arizona PBS working together in new ways to bridge the classroom to the community in the digital age.
Hispanic Heritage Month celebrations are underway. Cronkite News reporter Lillian Griego traces historic significance of the grito.
The students of the mariachi program of Desert Sounds rehearse their music notes. Chris Donlon directs the mariachi program at the non-profit organization.
Every song has a story. Every song has rhythm that just jumps out at you and plays wonderful sounds, and it hits you in the heart.
And often, when they feel that joy in their hearts, it turns into a loud grito or yell.
It happens a lot of times when there's a pause in the music. Happens in the beginning of some of the songs that they do, but I can't tell you specifically where.
These kids are still learning how to do a grito. And there are different types of gritos.
The mariachi yell is one of pure happiness, and for Mexican Independence Day, we yell, Viva Mexico!
The Mexican consulate here in Phoenix is getting ready for September 16th, the big Independence Day grito. We got a preview.
Viva Mexico! Viva Mexico! Viva Mexico!
But you don't have to be from Mexico to be able to do a grito.
For many Mexican families, the grito is a passed-on tradition. I don't even remember the first time I heard a grito. I learned by listening to Mexican music in family gatherings and then trying it myself. And my grito goes like this. Ah! In Phoenix, Lillian Griego, Cronkite News. That's it for Cronkite News tonight. Thanks for joining us.
For top Arizona stories anytime, go to cronkitenews.azpbs.org.
Next time on Father Brown, the Pope's coronation gift draws an old enemy.
Flambeau. This time I need your help.
Father Brown agrees to help him steal the cross.
That is the worst idea I have ever heard.
We're looking at this the wrong way around.
Father Brown.
Tonight at 8 on Arizona PBS. Explore new ideas and new worlds here on Arizona PBS, a community service of Arizona State University.